Welcome to Two Women in Crypto, a weekly podcast birthed on a whim by two women who are excited about the cryptocurrency landscape and have a shared passion about empowering others to step into the digital, tokenized world of the future. We offer tips, tricks, and our own individual insights as to how to begin to navigate this shift. We are not financial advisors nor experts. We are just here to encourage you to look at the possibilities. So welcome to the future. You're right on time.
Good
morning.
Good flipping morning.
Good flipping morning to you.
What the heck is going on?
Happy Friday, I suppose, is the
That's
thing.
right.
But yeah, what the heck is going on? Should we start with fun things before we dive in first?
What's fun? First of all, we should welcome everybody back to Two Women in Crypto. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the entertainment of Friday morning, because we've already been giggling and starting the morning off and all those other things. And technology isn't our favorite today, so it's always a good day.
It's never our favorite, and we appreciate everybody's patience. Like, this literally started off as like Kelly and I just doing this it's still fun and we're doing it for fun, but like now it's like a mission, right? To like educate as many people as we can about the new financial system, the old financial system, and how we're transitioning into a new economy. And it is a bumpy
It
road.
is a bumpy road, and every day you never know what's going to be in the news, or it is the Wild West out there, which we talk about and have been saying along the ride. There's going to be lots of good days, and there's going to be some days where the 6-shooters are out and people are letting them fly.
That's right. And for those of you who have checked us out on Rumble, we have a new launch. We launched our first parody song with our band called the Hodlrs, and we're talking dump cash, baby.
Yes, check us out. I'm going to just play a snippet of it just so you get a little bit of the taste of it, because it's just too good to pass up. So
it really is. It's too good.
All right. So hey, bear with us and then check us out. This is also on YouTube, but check us out on Rumble. It's kind of a cool platform we've been playing with.
2010, which eliminated bailing out banks in the future.
Don't know why I did that, but we're going to
legalize bank balance. A balance is the government's way of legalizing the banks to take money directly out of your bank account if they deem it necessary. Get fired up, enjoy the educational parody, and do some research. More to come.
Way back in 2010, the Dodd-Frank Act, it's a matter of time to
So this is a very long song. So we're going to leave it at that. It's about 5 minutes, and it's worth it. It's so rich. And it's a toe-tapping, fun, good time. Educational.
And I think it's good timing, because like last week we were talking about, Coinbase and Brian Armstrong. If you guys want to check him out, he's the CEO of Coinbase, and he came out and said, if Coinbase goes bankrupt, we will bring your coins with us. So everyone look up open banking. It's the new banking, it's the new way we're going to be doing banking. We're going to be doing banking on our phones. The banks are currently merging with technology companies, with centralized exchanges such as Coinbase. You get your debit card. If Coinbase goes bankrupt, they're going to bring your coins with them. Yeah. That's called a bank balance. Perfect timing for dump cash, right? Because the whole thing is no one understands. And I think like a lot of the feedback that Kelly and I are getting, and this is only for people that aren't in crypto, I find that people who get into cryptocurrency become very educated very quickly about the Federal Reserve Bank, the IMF, the BIS, like Janet Yellen, Jerome Powell, all of these people. But like, we need to start reaching people who don't understand.
Well, Yeah, and because I'm fielding a lot of questions from my community as to why I'd even put myself in that situation, thinking I think to some degree that I'm being this rebel, and I'm not being a rebel. I'm just looking at the facts. I'm just leaning in, and if we're not all leaning in to what's happening out on the world stage, then we're missing the boat, right? I mean, not just in reference to cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about a myriad of subjects, right? But this is an important time. It's a transformational time that we're all sitting in.
No, absolutely. And it's really interesting. So I had reached out to one of the senior project managers that I used to work with, and I sent him the song. And he started his career off. He was a quality assurance tester, like really smart guy. So he called me last night, and he calls me Ans, right? We have a cultural. He's from India originally, and he was like, Ans, what are you doing?
Right.
He's like, what happened with like nutrition? Cause like, everybody who knows me in the past, I eat pretty clean and all these things. And so I was like, well, I'm doing this now because, like I said, like in 2020, when the government told us to stay home, I did a deep dive. I took the time out. I did the research. I educated myself. I'm not a political person, like I'm just not. Like I had no idea what these people did, who was in charge of what they were doing. And when I explained it all to my friend, and I even said, I was like, does your son have virtual reality glasses? And he was like, of course he does. He just graduated from college. He lives in a virtual world. And my question to him was, who's collecting his data?
Right.
Is he wearing Oculus glasses? Is he on Meta? Who's collecting his data? And when they collect his data, what kind of algorithms are being developed based on your son's data? And will those algorithms know your son better than he knows himself? I'm not saying don't do it, right? There's no judgment either way, but this is part of it because the entire economy, as Jerome Powell has stated in the past, the entire economy is going to be based on technology. Okay. So, and wearing these virtual headsets, it's all about collecting our data, feeding the algorithms so artificial intelligence can become more intelligent, right? So this is a big
Absolutely.
part of it. This is absolutely a big part of it. And I'm not saying like, you know, when Kelly and I and our band, the Hodlrs, shout out to the Hodlrs, you know who you are.
Toddlers. Whoop, whoop. Yes.
But when we make these songs, it's not like we're telling everybody to dump cash, right? It's a parody, right? It's actually, we want cash right now to buy the dip, right? So, but we want to be educated, we want to be mindful, and we really want to start following these people. We need to know about the Dodd-Frank Act. Maybe we don't want all of our money. Like I know people that have all of their money in one bank account,
Right.
and we want to diversify. Right. So that's what this whole thing is about. So he was pretty blown away. It was pretty cool. It was a very, very awesome conversation. And I even said, he's like, I want to talk to you about what you're doing. And I said, first thing I want you to do is go to swift.com and I want you to research ISO 222. I want you to go to the Federal Reserve Bank website and I want you to click on the Fed Now payments. Okay. And then I said, and then I want you to actually go to ISO 222 and then call me. And he did all those things. So I think let's just everybody share the video. Let's educate. We have to look up every single person and what the Dodd-Frank Act is. And, the next video will be out and we'll be talking about something else.
Yeah. And the next video is going to be super cool. So if you you can actually go to twowomeninCrypto.com, but if you go to thehodlrs.net, it'll take you to a page, and we have 5 songs that are currently listed that are in the queue, but we have a whole album.
We do.
We didn't think that we would be in the music business, but we are in the entertainment business because none of this is financial advice. It's just for your entertainment purposes. But yeah, so excited about that. And it was perfect timing too, just to allude back to what you're saying with the Terra Luna situation. That was a bank run. At the same time, it really was a bank run, and just in the digital aspect of what it is today.
Yeah.
Same situation. So it was pretty timely how that was all coming together, unfortunately. But
No,
it is
definitely. And again, it's like, if we think about, the .com era and then the .com bust, there are winners and there are losers, and we can see good projects fail, right? There was like a weak link in Terra Luna, on their platform, in their code, and they got exposed and companies took advantage of it, right? So, again, it's like, I listen to the leaders of the country and the government, and everyone says the same thing. 90% of all cryptocurrencies will be gone. And if we look at the .com bust and how many companies went out of business, think about pets.com. That's that's a big one that went out of business, and they had a great website. They had a good backing, and they still didn't make it. And this is the same thing. So again, it's just like, we're going to see the winners emerge probably from the ashes, because I don't think that this is over. Jerome Powell is still going to raise interest rates, next month. The market's just going to keep going down. And again, it's, to me, it's like we have another opportunity to dollar cost average and build some of our bags, and that's it. That's what we're doing. And it's so much fun. And we really appreciate everybody's, support. It was a great launch. And please, keep supporting us, share the video so we can get the message out, because, we don't know. No one can time the markets, right, Kelly?
Right. No, not at all.
But we do know that we're moving into a new financial economy. So that we know. So, and I believe through my research, not financial advice, but I believe that the ISO 222 tokens are winners.
I agree. If I was, for the novice investor that's just beginning to lean in right now, I would be super focused on those projects. I mean, at any day, but I mean, anybody who's just beginning to consider putting their toe in the water, I would be going on those coins slowly, a slow and steady drip.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm loving it. So let's touch safety real quick, because I was meeting with a bunch of clients this week, and there's still some safety concerns, right? So Kelly is a safety expert. For anyone who is a subscriber to Two Women in Crypto, you have free access to all of our classes. Kelly taught a great class about safety. Just go and check it, and just always remind yourself, if you get an email, if you have a MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet you have, if anyone is asking you for your passcode or your seed phrase, it is a scam. Okay.
Absolutely.
And wipe out your account. I keep hearing it over and over again. And just as long as you don't give away your passcode or your seed phrase, you are safe.
Yeah, there's all kinds of steps. Be mindful of your security systems that you have on your systems. There's all kinds of protocols that you can go through. These guys are sneaky. They are so sneaky, and they catch you in a moment when you're not really thinking about things, and you click a link and you can become toast very, very quickly. So you've got to be really vigilant. You've got to be very vigilant.
Yeah, definitely. Like, some of these folks are so good about making websites look real, and and even just like, hey, we're here to help. We noticed there was a problem, and it's just no seed phrase, no passwords.
And nobody who's contacting you through any social media channel randomly saying, we saw that you were interested or something, just don't engage. You just turn it off. You block them, you delete them, and move on. They're phishing.
Yeah. Awesome. And speaking of safety, I'm assuming by now everybody is not doing a search in Google. Everyone's downloaded the Brave browser, and you're searching in the Brave search engine. Really interesting. So my wife Rowan calls me in, right, to her office.
Crazy.
And she's like, "Hun, what the heck is this?" And she's like, I'm on Brave, and they're telling me that my emotion sensor is being blocked. And she was actually going online and looking at her student loan to see, because everyone's student loans, you're going to have to start paying them back again, right? So she's like, I don't understand. What's this motion sensor thing? So I actually quick looked it up, and on your smartphone and on the computer, they sense your motion, which is really, really creepy. Okay. I did not even know about this. Did you know about this, Kelly?
I didn't know about it. I had no idea. But I typically keep a little shield over my camera when I'm not on a call, which is maybe an hour a day that my camera shield is up because I'm on it all the time. But on my phone, I've never thought about putting a piece of tape or anything like that over my phone.
Right.
But so now I will be.
Yeah, because my wife has tape on everything now, little pieces of tape everywhere. And again, Brave works. That's the solution, right? So there's serious problems, and some of this stuff that they're trying to do to us is super creepy, right? Because they want the artificial intelligence, the machine, they want to keep learning, and they can learn from collecting our data, whether it's through our movement, things that we say, facial recognitions.
Well, and the smartwatches that everybody, I don't have one. I have no interest in it, but I mean, those watches are pretty intrusive. And just real quick, because it's on that whole artificial intelligence subject. Last night, I received a text from a friend who sent me Sophia the robot on Instagram. Crazy stuff. I mean, it's happening, guys, in front of us, right? We just have to choose which world we want to live in. And it's important to be aware of it. So like this, the motion detectors, where else are you being tracked? Pretty much everywhere.
Well, which is why I switched over to the Above phone, right? So I'm not being tracked. No one's tracking my motion. There's no Google Maps. There's nothing on this phone. I am not being tracked. So abovephone.com, just check it out.
Miss Jordy mentions this is a great trick. She says, good morning, by the way. She says that a thick rubber band works well over the phone camera, which is probably better than having that residual sticky stuff. So that's an awesome thought. Thanks.
I do like that a lot, because I had masking tape on mine, and it's so messed up that I actually had to take a Q-tip and try to get it off. So because it was like the camera part it made my face look distorted, grainy and stuff. So that's awesome. Thanks, Jordana. Yeah. All right. So So real quick though, since you brought up Sophia, the robot, Hanson Robotics created Sophia the robot. Check it out. She was the first robot to gain citizenship for Saudi Arabia. Fun fact. I know I'm full of random information.
Yeah.
Grace the robot will be taking over nurses' aides in nursing homes. Okay. So it's really important that we understand what's going on. Our world is changing. This isn't going to happen overnight, but I know for me personally, the more educated I am, the less shocked I am.
Right.
Okay? Because I heard that there's driverless cars now going around Phoenix, Arizona. Someone called for an Uber, and a driverless car took that person to Trader Joe's, okay? Because while the government told us to all stay home, 5G was going up in every city around America. And it's here to connect the Internet of Things, right? And once we get Internet of Things connected, then we can have all the driverless cars. We can do real-time data, collecting this is all about the data revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. It's all about the data. I know I've said this before, but up until a couple of years ago, oil was the most that was the most, I don't want to say expensive, but everything was based on oil. Everything ran on oil. The whole world ran on oil. Now it's on data.
Yeah. I have a family member that lives in, in an area where they're burrowing through people's yards, laying new lines. Yeah. And it's all about the new technology.
Yep. And again, it's like they sell it to people oh, your internet's going to be so much faster. No, that's not what our internet is fast enough. That's not what this is about. This is about smart TVs, smart refrigerators. We have a smart electric meter. We have smart water, you know, when we get our water. And then eventually what's going to happen is we're in a climate emergency. This is the narrative, and they're going to continue this narrative, even though Russia can bomb the Ukraine and create all kind of climate chaos. They're going to monitor our water. They will monitor our electricity. And again, we don't know when, but this is coming. This is coming. And this isn't about being fearful. This is about being knowledgeable so we can have a backup plan, right? Because I know in Nigeria back in April, it was Nigeria, right, Kelly? It was Nigeria.
Yeah, it was Nigeria.
So in Nigeria, the government said, everybody download a digital ID. A third of the country said no. So the government cut them off of their phones.
Yep.
So again, we want to have a backup. Everybody should download Silo. So you could do peer-to-peer encrypted calls. Okay. A landline would probably suffice, right? As well. So I mean, and again, like I haven't had a landline in years. Like no one has landlines anymore. And I know the UK in a couple of years is doing away with landlines. So everything is going digital. And again, we need to steer that ship. We need to contact all of the people in the government and say, we don't want a digital ID, and we should have that option.
Yeah, and then on the communication side, I don't think it's bad to have a ham radio or a CB radio in your back pocket either. I don't know if that technology still works, but I'm just thinking breaker 19.
I love it. I wish there was a ham radio that would reach Kelly, so I could be like,
oh my God,
you're right on time.
We would never get any rest. If we were in constant communication, we would never get any rest. We would be buzzing all day long. But anyway, back to the news.
So let's just jump into some good news, because I know that stuff is pretty heavy and we're going to follow it. And again, it's like when information comes in, and like for me, it's like, okay, what is the solution? It's like the motion sensor, because I automatically think of Bill Gates, Microsoft. They got a patent to read our body temperature, our body heat, and based on keystrokes that we do, they're going to pay us in cryptocurrency. It is a United States patent. Look it up. It's there. It's real. This isn't a conspiracy, because that's the other feedback I'm getting. Some people think conspiracy people. And I was like, no. Go to whitehouse.gov, congress.gov, check out the SEC, go to the World Economic Forum, who I think they changed it. Now they're calling themselves the world government. It's so crazy. It's like, I don't even want to go there today. But there's these things going on. And I think like part of the disinformation is to stop people like me and Kelly from exposing the truth, right? We want to shine the light on the darkness so we can move into a decentralized world. Get the Brave browser, search with your Brave engine, and you're eliminating so much data that Google is collecting, right? Oh, and then how about that other thing I sent you, right?
Which one?
Back in 2018. Amazon piloted this bracelet for their workers, right? So the bracelet monitored the workers, and it would buzz you if you weren't moving in the right direction. Does everybody want to go work at Amazon? How about giving Amazon continual business? This is what they think of human beings, y'all.
Well, and this was featured in the movie Nomad, right? Because it's the story of the woman who, long story, but it's a great story. I resonated with it deeply as far as, she lost her husband and she was out traveling in a van, but she was working part-time at Amazon over the Christmas holiday. And, it shows them they're sitting there working and there it goes. There's the buzz. They got a 15-minute break. You're done. Time's up. Got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's where we're at.
Yep. It's just, and again, it's like, we want to expose the light on the darkness. and we want to make sure that, we stay human, right? So
Right.
let's stay human and let's talk about some good news.
Laugh and remember to love. Laugh and love.
That's it. That's why I love the blog this week. Like, blessed is this life, and let's celebrate being alive, because every day is a gift. Every day is a blessing, and every day is a gift. And
Absolutely.
and speaking of gifts, there's a collaboration going on right now in El Salvador where they're offering the citizens of El Salvador to obtain mortgages through Bitcoin to get to buy a house. So there's 300 houses right now that have been approved for mortgages, which you pay the mortgage back in Bitcoin. So total kudos to Bitcoin. And
The blockchain mortgages, right? The ones, there's 7 companies. Is that the one that you're referring to, that particular?
So that's completely different. Do you have that article? I thought that was like really interesting that I think I sent this to you like late last night.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're slowly moving into the new economy, so we're going to be able to buy homes and get mortgages, borrowing against our crypto, which we've talked about in the past, but also, using a smart contract, going through a mortgage company and actually getting a mortgage, probably within 24 hours, maybe a couple of days tops. So everything is getting automated. Everything is moving over to the blockchain using, when you see DLT, distributed ledger technology. Okay, so that's what that means. And now there's 7 blockchain companies where you can go get a mortgage using cryptocurrency. Pretty awesome.
These links will be in the podcast notes as well. I'll go ahead and post this one right now into the chat as well. But just so you know.
Yep. Super cool. Super cool. And, and I love the fact too, like mortgage rates are rising, like really, like they're going higher and higher since like, we're trying to lower inflation. So how cool is it, for people that have been accumulating Bitcoin and some of the other tokens, once the market stabilizes and actually we go back up into like the next bull run, we can be able to borrow against our crypto, stake our coins, earn the interest from staking the coins, and pay back our mortgage.
Right, exactly. So hang in there, guys. This little bump in the road that we're in, we're looking 2, 3, 5 years down the road for major shifts. So it's a great way to prepare.
Yeah. And along the way, we want to keep showing you more and more adoption because it is happening. And speaking of adoption, everybody should check out FTX. It's a centralized trading platform, and they just made the announcement that they will be merging the old with the new. So taking stocks and bringing them onto their cryptocurrency trading platform. This is something we've talked about in the past with Uphold. So our whole financial system is changing, and this is part of that change. And this is huge news. Huge news, because once people see, okay, well, I can buy whatever stock I want to buy on FTX, let me pick up some Ethereum, let me pick up some Solana, whatever it is, and then everything's under one platform. So more and more adoption is happening, even though we see the prices go down, right?
It just makes it a lot simpler for us because we don't have to bounce around trying to figure the pieces of the puzzle out. So, which is great. That's a good thing.
And most people don't want to have like 10 exchanges, right, Kelly? I know I don't, but yet here I am.
I've lost track, but absolutely. It's mind blowing. To play the game, you have to know where to plug in. So, but yeah, it's nice to see. I mean, that is the beauty about the regulations and some of the regulatory things that are happening, because then it makes it very concise as to where you go. But I'm still willing to step out of line a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And again, this is about diversification, right? It's like Kelly and I always say, like me personally, I have some money on centralized exchanges. I still have money on Celsius. I have money on Voyager. But a majority of my money is on a hardware wallet, multiple hardware wallets. So if something happens to one, I have another. Okay.
I
Um,
agree.
awesome. So yeah, let's talk about, there's just so much news. So Jerome Powell keeps talking about a soft landing. Kelly, what's your opinion? Do you think we're going to have a soft landing? Like he's trying to lower inflation while he crashes the stock market, which affects crypto, for a soft landing.
Yeah, I don't quite see a soft landing in the future, especially when you go out to fill up your tank and it's $5.50 a gallon or whatever it may be in your world. No, I don't see a soft landing. But I'm not being a negative Nilly either.
No, because it's a cycle,
No,
right? I mean,
it's a
we
cycle.
just went through like one of the longest bull market cycles we've ever had, right? I mean, we saw the prices of stocks. Bitcoin went through its halving. So we saw the whole bull market take off. What goes up must come down, right? And then when it comes down, we slowly dollar cost average and we accumulate and we wait for the next bull market. We don't want to buy in when Bitcoin is 60,000, right? You want to buy in when it's 20,000 and maybe it'll go lower. We don't know, but we dollar cost average. So this way, when we're in the next bull cycle, we don't buy, we hold and then take profits or whatever it may be. We'll probably wind up doing a whole class on like how we exit. And
Exit
take profits.
strategies, absolutely. Well, and I don't know how we can have a soft landing when the major markets are trading consecutively lower since 1923. I think it's since 1923 we are deeper and deeper into this downward spiral. So I'm not sure where the pillows are to catch us, but we're all going to be fine. We're all going to make it through in whatever capacity that is.
Yeah, and I'm not, I have zero fear about this. And this is something I talk about with folks in the community, and even Rowan's just like, babe, how are you not freaking out? Because, like, I mean, so much of my profits have been like just wiped, right?
Right.
But it's like, babe, if the entire market crashed, right? If the entire market crashed, are we going to go back to the old economy? Or are we going to move into the new economy that's based on technology? I think everything right now is a technology play. I hear the news. My dad showed me the newspaper, how like volatile it is, how uncertain it is. We don't have regulation. They're going to regulate it. Okay, they were ignoring us years ago. They wouldn't even talk about it. And they said it was a scam. And now it's like national security. We have to get cryptocurrency regulated. Stable coins are going to be regulated. And we see the narrative over and over again. And if things crash, if the IMF came in, the BIS came in and said, we're going to do a global reset, it's, not financial advice, but through history, they always go back, reset everything. They base it on gold. And then we go into the new economy and then they take us back off the gold standard and they'll probably put us on some random crypto, hopefully XRP, maybe Bitcoin. We don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But like, that's usually, if you go through history, to get the people to buy in, to get the people to trust it, it's always revalued back on gold.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty
cool.
wild.
I know.
It's wild. It's pretty amazing actually to watch it all play out. So anyway.
And it's also worrisome too, because like I look at like a lot of young people and you look at the price of college and so many young adults went to college. And if you look at the debt cycle, right? And I'm starting to get a little concerned about the debt cycle. So people use their credit cards, right? People go to college, you take out a student loan, and it's like the debt that people between the ages of 18 and 27, it's the highest it's ever been in our country. So what happens if interest rates keep going up and your credit card raises the interest rates on your maxed out credit card? They call that. So get your credit cards paid off, get it down as low as you possibly can, because if credit cards come out, it's not like having a conventional 30-year fixed mortgage. They can just raise your interest rate at any time. You don't want to be stuck with that bill.
Right.
And I've heard it's happened back in 2008. It happened to a lot of people. And then they started having to pay like a fee on top of the minimum balance and they couldn't pay it.
Yep. It's a real thing out there.
Right. And if that happens, we will not have a soft landing, Jerome. Okay.
No. There's so many young folks that are waiting in the wings to buy a home, and it's just, they can't compete. I was having a conversation about that this morning. Just got to hold on, see what happens here. But
Yep.
it's a tough market.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough market, and the price of houses is so expensive right now. So again, it's might not be like a bad idea just to rent or, live in a camper van. I know people that are sold their house and they're living in a camper van because they think that real estate's going to crash. And now it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 12 months. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah.
We have to time these things. No one knows. And if they say they know, they don't. I've listened to all the billionaires. No one knows. No one knows. But here's something we know. Let's talk about Algorand. Algorand does whatever an Algo can. The best. All right. So for folks who don't know, Flare is XRP's smart contract platform. They announced a partnership with Algorand, and they are going to build a bridge to interoperate Bitcoin. Okay. So they're going to be able to build a bridge. It's not just Bitcoin. I think it's, what was it? Like Litecoin, XRP, XLM. It was a bunch of different coins. Dogecoin, right? So they're building a bridge. And here's the thing, and this is something that we've been talking about a lot. So as these smart contract platforms like Flare, Algorand, Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, as they become more and more scalable. So when we're talking scalability, we're talking the platforms will become cheaper, right? So if I'm sending Kelly money, it should be super cheap, not $10, $25 to send a coin on the Ethereum platform. But as Ethereum and some of these other smart contract platforms are able to interoperate, the scalability and the speed is going to be so quick. The fees are going to go down, and all of these systems are going to connect. And here we go. We're building the internet of value, where we are sending value through the internet really quick at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And Algorand is an ISO 222 token. Silvio Micali was the founder of Algorand, and everyone says he is the smartest person in the blockchain industry. Okay, not financial advice, but I would definitely want to take a look and have this coin like on my radar, because the fact that they're building bridges. Now, we saw Solana. Solana was building bridges, and we saw Solana shoot to the moon, right, Kelly?
Yes, we
can. Oh, totally missed out, right? Because there's 19,000 coins and we can't own them all. But what happened to Solana was that once it started doing side chains, which is a bridge, it didn't work, right? They had major problems because it's kind of like we're still in this AOL startup with the blockchain. Like, that's where we are, right? Remember those huge cell phones where we're calling each other? That's where we still are, but it's going to happen super quick. So if Algorand and Flare Network can be successful building this new bridge, we will see mass adoption. And look at the price of Solana, and look at when they built the bridge, and look at when they went live. Well, Solana was trading at like $100, right? And they all start off as pennies. So just something to be mindful of. Yeah, it's just something to be mindful of and keep an eye out on.
Looking for a link. I'll post up. Excuse me. I'm going to find a link here for the ISO 222 tokens, and I'll place it in the chat for anybody who wants to kind of take a deep dive.
Yep. And I think, Kelly, I think it was, again, I think last night I kept sending you like 500 articles. So like Swift is still on time to switch over to ISO 222. Okay. The executive from Deutsche Bank spoke like on a YouTube video on the Swift's, website video, and basically said whoever doesn't convert over to the ISO 222 standard is going out of business. You will go out of business. So again, it's going to start it's really going to start next month, right? Because Stellar is going live on MoneyGram. We'll see. I'm excited about it. We're in a really bad bear market. I have no idea what's going to happen to the price, but we're seeing the utility of these coins happen. The coins are starting to get used. So now the price, in theory, should go up. So I'm definitely keeping a close eye on Stellar. I'm so excited for them to go live on MoneyGram. And this, again, it's solving a real world problem, banking the unbanked, being able to send money cross borders, going into a store and converting your Stellar for pesos or whatever it may be, solving real world problems at a fraction of the price, instantaneous settlement.
Exactly. I was in line at the grocery store last weekend listening to a gentleman send a Western Union, and the fee for him to send that was astronomical.
Yeah.
So these are all the problems that this digitization of our future will help solve, which will have a greater impact on all of our pocketbooks.
No, I mean, and that's just the truth. That's just the truth, because everything is going digital. Like if you look up NFTs, like non-fungible tokens, this isn't about like having art being held in a JPEG. That's not what non-fungible tokens are. They are the building blocks of the blockchain. A non-fungible token could be a smart contract for a marriage license, or, I know in Florida, they're piloting the digital driver's license coming soon to your state. I don't want a digital driver's license because that's a centralized, they're taking my identity. So we're gonna figure this out together. But like, these are the things that are coming our way, and we need to know that they're happening. So we're not just gonna comply, right? We're gonna fight it, and we're gonna have options. I'm all about if someone wants to go and live in the metaverse, but I don't want to live in the metaverse. I just want to have the option.
Right. Sure. Everybody has a choice, and there's no judgment one way or the other. Whatever
Right,
you
no
choose
judgment.
is what you choose.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people think, I'm sure the government's doing a great job taking care of everything.
Yeah. Lean in where it feels good.
Yeah. I mean, Google,
Well,
Amazon, Facebook, they've never taken our data.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And I got it. I said, lean in where it feels good. And I'm thinking to myself, no, don't lean in where it feels good. Lean in where it feels scratchy, because that's where the truth lies so often.
Yeah. And this, like, to me, like, Kelly, like, I'm 50, and again, it's like, this isn't about me. This is about, and I don't even have kids, right? This is about the future generations. This is about all of the kids, all of our brothers and sisters. I don't want to see people, living in glasses, right? Because there's a whole 3D world out here, and it's freaking awesome. So we should go and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Big fun.
Big fun. All right. So let's see. I think we kind of went over almost everything like pretty quickly. It's 11:45. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I missed.
Yeah, I think one of our biggest things is stay tuned for our new stuff coming through. Check out our website just on the whole, if there's other news, I'm sure you'll chime in, but we're super excited about it. And anyway, I'm not even going to go there. Check out our shop. There's some pretty cool wearables. We're trying to be really creative and create joy, truly fun stuff.
Yeah,
is what we're really, really kind of focused on too on the backside. So we have a membership. If you're interested in that, you can check out our website. Andrea and I are both available to assist with any questions. That's all online as well. But more than anything, thank you for sharing, right? Share it with your community, share the Dump Cash video, learn the lyrics, tickle people with it because it's funny. We're getting some wonderful feedback, which is
awesome. We really are. I mean, my friends' kids are singing it like all day long. They're like singing Dump Cash, and they're learning about the Dodd-Frank Act, and we're taking something very, very serious. This is very serious, and we're adding parody to it, right? So we're making it light, but again, everyone should be educated about the Dodd-Frank Act. If you have any questions, Kelly and I are doing a Q&A. It's $10. what is it, next Saturday at
Yep.
at
It's
11
at 8
o'clock Eastern.
Yeah,
So
8 a.m.
just,
Pacific, 11 Eastern.
yep, just join us, like and subscribe. And our video, we had to go on Rumble just because some of the content that Kelly and I are creating gets censored, right? Just to be honest about it. Like, they don't really want us educating people about the Dodd-Frank Act and central banks and the Bank of International Settlements. So Rumble actually protects us on YouTube from censorship. So that's why we went with Rumble. So we're just, and as soon as we went on YouTube, we got flagged. So Rumble and YouTube will have a challenge. Hopefully we'll win, and then we'll be released on YouTube as well. So just stay tuned. This is going to be so much fun. We have so many cool songs coming out. I can't wait. It's just so much fun. So much fun.
Yep, so much fun. So thank you for being here. Until next week, I guess. Oh, please. Oh, well, there was something else, but it just flew out. That's trains going by this morning. No worries. Anything else?
I think that's it. Just until next week. If you've been to the grocery store, you know what I'm going to say. Plant your potatoes and hodl on.
Hodl on, guys.
See you next week.